Coming up on the Northwestern News Report, marking 2 years, Northwestern University student groups gather across campus on the anniversary of the October 7th terror attack and subsequent assault on Gaza.
Plus, Northwestern launching a new program aimed at having difficult conversations, how students are getting involved.
And a new bakery bringing Central France to Evanston. All that and more on tonight on the Northwestern News Report.
It's your news right now. Good evening and welcome to the Northwestern News Report. I'm Lena Peterson alongside Kennedy French. Today marks the 2-year anniversary of the October 7th attacks in Israel and the reignition of a full-scale war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. The conflict has taken nearly 70,000 people's lives, according to official sources. Students marking the solemn anniversary with different events across campus. Northwestern Hillel is hosting a gathering tomorrow evening to honor and remember the Israeli victims. Community members will stand together and reflect on the past 2 years, share personal stories, and offer their prayers. All this after the White House is touting a new peace deal that will bring the remaining hostages home to Israel. The ceremony will take place at 8 p.m. at The Rock. NNN reached out to NU's chapters of Students for Justice in Palestine and Jewish Voice for Peace, but have not yet heard back. Here's Northwestern Hillel's student president, Claire Connor.
Seeing the devastation of October 7th, just, a massacre, and the deadliest day for Jews since the Holocaust was something that was deeply, it was very difficult for me to see. And but I was really proud of how Northwestern's Jewish community came together after October 7th and sort of recognized that hope is our guiding light and our compass.
NNN will continue to follow this story and how it affects folks here at NU and across the Evanston community.
Beyond campus, Chicagoland residents are reacting to the surge of Immigration Customs Enforcement, or ICE, officers in the region. The Trump administration amping up the rhetoric the past week, vowing to fix the, quote, most dangerous city in the world. Clips circulating on social media like this one see ICE officers chasing residents in altercations outside ICE facilities. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson has been outspoken in his opposition to the federal government encroachment, telling residents that these actions do not represent Chicago or its values.
We have a rogue, reckless group of heavily armed masked individuals roaming throughout our city that are not accountable to the people of Chicago. Their actions put all Chicagoans at risk, and ICE tear gassed our police officers. Let me be clear. Tear gassing women and men who serve as Chicago Police Department officers is not how we make our city safer.
Johnson also issuing an executive order banning Chicago government employees from aiding immigration officials. He says he plans to work alongside the governor's office in this effort.
Chicago also facing federal government pressure as the Trump administration makes good on its threat to send 300 National Guard troops to the city. President Trump saying this as the state government pushes back against the troops in court.
And we're going to Chicago. We have a governor that thinks it's wonderful when 50 people in a short period of time were murdered in Chicago. Over 200 people were hit. And so we send in the National Guard. You know what? We send in what's ever necessary. People don't care. They don't want crime.
A federal judge is set to rule on the legality of the order on Thursday, although a preliminary ruling was in favor of the president. And then we'll continue to follow this story as it unfolds.
You've seen it in emails, banners, and posters, but the real question remains, what exactly is the Center for Enlightened Disagreement? NNN's Chris Kim took a deep dive into it.
Entering into the new school year, the Litowitz Center for Enlightened Disagreement is launching a new program teaching students how to better discuss across differences in opinion. The center was founded in February of 2024 by Kellogg professors Noor Katili and Eli Finkel. They aim to, quote, expand the extensive Kellogg research on methods for promoting dialogue among those with different perspectives and motivations. Now, the center is looking to teach those same strategies to undergraduate students like Weinberg fourth year Taishio Woods.
There's not much of a place for us to go to learn how to have these conversations and how to engage with each other. So I think that could be a big impact that the center can have.
The center will host 2 sessions a quarter as part of a residential certificate program, teaching students how to better facilitate these difficult conversations. Medill third-year John Sisko, one of the accepted students, is cautiously optimistic about the impact the program may have.
I've always felt that the best changes you can make to your personal beliefs come from a rigorous process of testing and opposition from outside. So the goal, at least, I found admirable. I've yet to actually get involved in any of the activities, so the efficacy of the program I'm not entirely certain of right now.
Woods is looking to expand the center's reach on campus as a part of her involvement.
I'd say that our community is pretty siloed, so I'm really eager to see if how we can kind of push that needle and shift that culture, at least in my last year, as much as possible.
Looking to build bridges through dissenting dialogue. Chris Kim, Northwestern News Network.
Coming up, we shine the spotlight on one of the student startups at the garage.
I'm Kelly McEvers, founding host of the NPR podcast Embedded.
I'm James Edwards, host of the Unresolved podcast from Frontline.
I'm Antonia Cereijido, former senior producer of Anything for Selena podcast and current executive producer at Elias Studios.
My narrative, since I've been locked up and kind of made my transition, has been like redemption, accountability.
When I come into the classroom environment, every individual that sits amongst me takes education seriously.
My relationship with Jonas is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
We welcome you back to the Northwestern News Report. You're watching the sunrise earlier over Evanston's South Beach as the summer weather begins to give way to fall. And just a few miles from that sunrise, construction is underway on a new softball stadium for the Wildcats. But as Alex Jongs learned, not everyone is thrilled about the new digs.
Ken Prosky lives just outside the fence of the Ryanfield construction site, where the sounds of cranes and drills has become his morning alarm for nearly the past 2 years.
It's affected our lives because we can't really use our backyard deck, or nobody wants to come over anymore, and we have to deal with it. There's no getting around it.
And now he says the city is adding to his frustration. City Council approving Northwestern's new softball stadium right next door to the ongoing Ryanfield construction at 1501 Central Street.
With 7 voting in favor and none voting against, the motion carries and ordinance 47-0-25 is adopted.
This after months of delays and disagreement. Northwestern originally filing plans in May, but council members held off amid questions about traffic, lighting, and neighborhood impact.
The character and quiet enjoyment of our property by this residential neighborhood is being steadily eroded by multiple Northwestern planned developments.
Lights at night were a flashpoint. The final agreement caps usage to about 15 games each season and practices until 9 p.m. on 12 nights a month for 8 months, a total of 96 days.
The people in the neighborhood here tend to not speak up and voice their concerns until after it's too late. The lights shine directly into directly at neighbors' homes in some cases, and that being 100 days, and something like Wrigley, even a big Wrigley Field only has 30.
With construction on the way very soon, the stadium is set to be completed by spring. Alex Jones, Northwestern News Network.
Softball season is set to play at the new facility in the spring.
The Associated Student Government Senate results for the academic year are in. Home to more than half of Northwestern's undergraduate students, Weinberg has 10 representatives. First-year students make up the majority, joined by 2 second years and 2 third years.
Known as one of the top journalism schools in the country, Medill has 2 representatives, 1 first-year and 1 second-year student.
Ranked in the top 20 nationally for best engineering schools, McCormick has 3 representatives with 2 second years and 1 senior.
Distinguished as Northwestern's smallest undergraduate school, SESB has just 1 representative, a first-year student.
Now the 3rd largest undergraduate school on campus, School of Communication, also has 1 representative, a 4th-year student.
And representing Northwestern's musicians and performers, Beanon has 1 representative. The new senators are already at work kicking off another year of bettering campus.
It's now easier than ever to explore the history of downtown Evanston. A new self-guided tour launched in partnership with the Evanston History Center and Downtown Evanston on the free app, Vibe Map. And then's Paris Francois went to learn more about how the interactive map works and some of the unique historical sites in town.
It's like Pokemon Go, but for downtown Evanston history.
We definitely want to appeal to college students, that especially if new to Evanston.
The Women's Club of Evanston, the Carlson Building, Fountain Square, and the Evanston Public Library are just a few of the many historical sites right here in Evanston that you might have never noticed before. With the tour app, you can then read about each site's history and earn points on the app by checking in and leaving a photo or a tip.
We're hoping, and we're seeing a little bit, is people can be like, oh, I have this story that's from this particular site. So they're able to connect it to maybe things that they might know, and then it becomes a bit of a crowdsourced public history.
For some, the game aspect comes second to the history.
The history is just its own reward. I read history constantly, and so I would love to go around town and see what's in the map.
Others looking to discover history hidden in plain sight.
Evanston has so many beautiful homes, and a lot of times we walk past, we don't even know its history.
The goal of the tour and the partnership is twofold: making history more accessible and stimulating local business.
You might also wander into a shop that you wouldn't normally kind of know is there. So yeah, the intention is definitely to get people kind of exploring and looking a little more closely maybe at some of the businesses.
By using an app, making it gamified, partnering with downtown Evanston, being out in the streets of downtown Evanston, we are more accessible to all different people in Evanston.
Bringing rich local history and gamified fun into the pockets of Evanstonians. Paris Francois, Northwestern News Network.
Now through November 1st, you could earn real prizes for exploring Evanston's history on the Vibe Map app. Earn points and badges to be eligible, and check out the app for more details.
At Northwestern's Garage, students are building startups from the ground up. NNN's Daniel Kent has the story of one of those up-and-coming businesses.
Northwestern Entrepreneurship Hub is home to dozens of student-run startups. One of those startups is Hapt-E, from McCormick Seniors Trevor Abbott and Victoria Israel. The startup, working to increase efficiency and accountability in warehouses.
We build optical technology for the warehouse. More specifically, we put body cameras and forklift cameras on the warehouse floor to catch mistakes real time and prevent them from happening.
Abbott and Israel are Wildcat Welcome friends. They've always known they wanted to innovate together, and after multiple tries, Hapt-E was born.
Hardware integrates both a camera and edge computing that, combined with our software, provides an AI-enabled computer vision program that enables efficiency and diminishes mistakes.
Since its inception in 2015, the Garage has supported over 1,500 student startups, building networks that go beyond the business space.
You're quite incredible. It's not just, there's of course the resources in terms of the equipment and the money, but it's the people. There's very much a strong community here, and that community you can lean on.
The duo is set to launch their technology in the next 2 months after years of planning and development.
A lot of the stuff that we build in the classroom, as good as it is, you don't get to see it out there affecting real businesses. So it's very exciting for us.
Building community and innovating for the future at the Garage. Daniel Kent, Northwestern News Network.
The Garage is continuing to welcome new startups throughout the school year.
Sweater weather is coming your way. I've got the latest on your forecast up next.
My relationship with Jonas is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Ready, set, piano!
Welcome back. Earlier today we had a wet and cloudy morning, but currently we do have some clear skies with the sun setting at 57 degrees with a light breeze coming from up north. These temperatures will drop throughout the evening, where we will be going from the upper 50s to the lower 50s, feeling fairly comfortable to cool for the rest of the evening. Looking at our temperatures across the area here in Evanston, it's a bit cooler, sitting at cooler temperatures at 57 degrees, going down to the city of Chicago, a little bit warmer at 60 degrees, and going to our southwest suburbs, Aurora at 59, and up northwest, Schaumburg at 57. And taking a look at our regional radar right now, it remains clear in Evanston, but we will have some clouds rolling in from up northwest, leaving us with an overcast tomorrow, which leads us to our 5-day forecast. We'll be having some cooler weather at about 60 degrees throughout the week. Looking at Wednesday, it's going to be cloudy with a high of 59 degrees. You can see that slight difference between the low and the high. Moving on to Thursday, we'll have sunny, clear skies with the high of 61. Friday will be mostly cloudy with a high of 64. Saturday will be partly cloudy with a high of 63. And finally, Sunday will be mostly cloudy with a high of 64. I hope you're ready for some fall-like weather for the rest of the week.
Next up, let's talk about downtown Evanston's latest event to welcome Northwestern students, the annual Big Bite Night. On Sunday, for just 2 hours, NNN's Lucy Yao followed the map, crowds, and smells to pinpoint why this is such a fan favorite event.
Sometimes just picking a meal can lead to hours of waffling about, so Evanston restaurants have a solution. Every first week of October, they open their doors to offer free samples to Northwestern students during the Big Bite Night event. This year, Downtown Evanston's Director of Marketing, Laura Brown, says around 590 students rolled in.
And the restaurants love to do this. It's fun for them to, welcome students.
The event helps restaurants gain more publicity. Newly opened What Flavor saw some of the longest lines in the first hour.
The Big Bite event has been crazy. I've had to tell people sometimes, we'll be a couple minutes, we'll have more samples. It's been really popular, really successful.
For others like Dozika, who have been in Evanston for decades, this event is a way to connect with Northwestern students specifically.
Actually, we've been serving the restaurant in Evanston almost 23 years, but we just moved to this location just 1 year. This is a good, opportunity that can advertising my, my restaurant.
For first years, the event is a good way to explore the streets and flavors of Evanston. For returners, it's become a game of strategy.
Last year, I kind of just heard about it on the day, but this time I was ready to go. I had plans of where I wanted to eat, so I think I'm making more out of my time.
There's not many who have hit all 28 restaurants in the 2 hours, but at least it's a good time that leaves bellies full and hearts want on more. Lucy Yao, Northwestern News Network.
That's the one.
And I know I'm looking forward to next year's event. Lena?
So am I. From local food to art, artists across Evanston open their studio doors for Evanston Made's Big Art Weekend on Saturday. And then's Linda Montejo Bartolone stopped by to take a look.
Evanston Made, a local nonprofit formed in 2014, advocates for visibility and opportunities for local artists. According to founder Lisa Degliantoni, it all started with an artist studio tour.
There was a survey done in 2012, and there was something like 10,000 artists living here. And I had just moved here, and I was like, where are they?
The nonprofit often hosts events that boost local artists, including studio tours, workshops, and the Makers Market. Mixed media artist Ross Martins says initiatives like these give the community and other artists a peek into their creative process.
It's pretty fascinating for myself as an artist to see other artists and how they approach their process.
Degliantoni says she hopes Evanston can become a supportive place for artists.
We want to build a robust economic driver for the arts in Evanston. We want Evanston to be an arts destination. We want more artists to live here.
Local artist Janice Fleckman enjoys the welcoming atmosphere.
It's one of the most liberal communities probably in the U.S. and just a place that's conscious of other people, differences, genders, all of that. And I think it helps artists really do what they want to do and express.
Beyond events, Evanston Made hopes to encourage local artists.
A little bit of high five thank you to artists because they make our lives so much better.
The most rewarding part, I guess, for me is when somebody compliments my work and says, this is really inspiring.
Behind every studio is a story, and Evanston Made gives it a voice. Linda Montejo Bartolone, Northwestern News Network.
Artist studio tours are held the first Saturday of every month. Although the number of studios open fluctuates, many artists are ready to share their work.
Time now for Under the Microscope, your weekly digest in all the latest Northwestern science. First up, a Northwestern professor has developed a new coating that makes the transfer of data over fiber optic cables more effective. Professor Mark Hersam and his team developed a tungsten-based product that can be used on quantum data transfers. The research shows their coating boosts spectral purity by up to 87%.
Also, 2 Northwestern engineers have created a water and oil resistant material that could soon become a viable replacement for plastic and PFAS used in food packaging. The non-toxic, recyclable, and compostable substance is called Go Eco, and it is on its way to replacing forever chemicals. Instead of acting as a coating, the material is integrated directly into paper to create durable packaging that is still biodegradable. Preliminary testing has also shown promising results for keeping food fresh for longer periods by preventing the transfer of moisture, oil, or gases between food and the surrounding environment. Although Go Eco has yet to receive FDA approval, its creators are confident that it is non-toxic and completely biocompatible.
Last up, a Northwestern-led team is receiving a multi-million-dollar grant to develop a new way to heal injuries. The technology, which has not been fully tested in humans before, uses a regenerative bioelectric system to stimulate cell growth. This study will be the first test of the program, which could change how wounds scab over and save lives with electricity. And after the break, a new bakery bringing authentic French pastries to the mix.
Trying to work my way out of the prison system was the most difficult challenge of my life. It only became tangible once I became a Northwestern student.
One, two, three, four.
My relationship with Jonas is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
A new bakery is in town bringing pleasant surprises to the table. NNN's Lulia Tekla visited the Praline Cauldron on 500 Davis Street.
Remy Rees, owner and chef of the Praline Cauldron, is originally from Lyon, France, and is excited to offer his treats and talents to Evanston.
And I found this perfect place to bring my pastries.
Rees says he was looking for a place just outside a big city like Chicago after owning a bakery shop in central France for 10 years.
You can take a ticket to visit friends, but you can also push my door and have a traveling friends here.
The working day starts at 2 a.m. for Rees to provide freshly baked and made from scratch sweets for his customers. Employee Sophia Clark found the job while scrolling on the app Indeed and is glad she did.
Talking to people, learning about people, that's always my favorite part of customer service.
Clark says Rees has an ambitious goal for the new business, but with time and effort, it just might be a reality. She says some things like not having an ice machine for iced drinks, limited staff, and location visibility are just a few things they're working on.
As the business develops and as we're able to add more things is where we're going to see a lot more just like happy people able to come in and get exactly what they want.
Working to change their rotating menu to a full menu, they're baking the block a better place. Lulia Tekla, Northwestern News Network.
They're open 5 days a week from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. The bakery offers a wide variety of brunch options on a rotating menu.
So Kennedy, do you have a favorite pastry?
You know, Lena, I do think about the cardamom buns we had abroad in Copenhagen a little more than I'm proud of.
You know, I honestly go to bed at night and I dream about those, so we'll just have to go back and get them one day.
Agreed.
And that is all the time we have for tonight on the Northwestern News Report. I'm Lena Peterson.
And I'm Kennedy French. From all of us here at NNN, have a great night.